now.
No.
Oh my god.
You got the catnip munchies.
I do.
This is.
God, don't
You know
fuck
what?
yourself over with catnip munchies.
You know what? Oriana's got this one. I'm tagging out.
Got my eye on that
Yep.
apple. Smell like pork.
So,
Want
in
my
the
face?
meantime, while Silas is being wrangled by people into not eating
Stop, no,
accidentally
stop.
meat fruit or meat vegetables or just meat.
Meat in general.
Question. Timeline-wise, Owen has not arrived, yeah?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't put a restriction on Owen, did I? I put the restriction on the sniper team. And
This
and
is
Chaplain
correct.
Dufel.
Yeah, but there. So is everyone here presumably?
Yeah, I guess at day 2, everyone would be here. So, okay, we'll work this in narratively. As you guys are pondering what to do and keeping Silas, keeping the cat in the bag,
No, out of the
receiver-
bag. That's where the nip is.
the receiver beacon illuminates once more, and in its place is not a set of reinforcements like the sniper team or anything like that. It is but one young man. And you guys can immediately hear your great-grandfather Redwood begin speaking to said young man. Oh, welcome, Owen. I was wondering when you would show up. It's good to see you again, great-grandfather Redwood. Nevi would have come, but she, I'm afraid, has other obligations, but I'm here instead, and I will keep you safe, or help. Good. We may need it. You see the young man take a deep, stealing breath? Don't worry. It's not my first time. The leaves shake and everything. Everyone in the fucking vicinity hears great-grandfather Redwood laugh. Touche, young Magnus. There are some others set to come. I don't know when they'll be showing up here. I had to communicate with them magically, but they should be here soon. Good. You'll be quite happy to have them, I'm sure. Simply having anyone show up is comforting in the first place. A bit comfort for later, when we're done with this. Please, enjoy the camp. Meet your fellow allies. Certainly. He has up this relatively thick volume. Got stuff to record after all. And he wraps his fingers on it.
Does Redane react at all to hearing the name Magnus being shouted out?
I know if I'm there because I left.
He did
To be
leave.
fair, it's also great-grandfather Redwood, so I think anyone in a mile radius could hear that bitch.
That's a good. That'd be a good point.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you wouldn't be around to observe his reaction.
Yeah, that's true.
I know someone reacts to the name, though.
Humstava.
Humstava, indeed. The young man, Fred, why don't you drop his art? He looks like a
Sure.
He looks like a fresh K-pop boy. But I think that fits for Owen, to be honest.
Totally fits.
He is a soy boy.
Oh, jeez.
In a good way.
What's the good way?
Soy
Oh
boy.
my god. Why does he look like he's painted white?
Because
He's a Magnus.
Magnus.
Remember when you guys first met Aldrich and you guys all thought he was a fucking vampire?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will never forget that. So yeah, that's why he looks the way he does.
Or I was just like, is that guy a vampire? Vampires aren't
That's rude,
real.
yeah.
The young man begins talking to different people around. He talks to Maxine, Reggie. He talks to different STEM kin, the children as well, because they didn't evacuate or anything like that. But he eventually arrives at you guys. Hello. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Owen Magnus. I suppose I'm here same as you guys. Here to help.
Oriana holds out her hands. Oriana.
Pleasure.
Mhm.
It's a firm grip. And from the accent, Silfwall?
That's very astute of you.
I'm a Silfwall native myself.
Oh, that makes sense.
I've traveled around a lot, so my hearing on accents is both better and worse. He did like a sheepish smile.
Experience.
So I always try to keep up to date.
Mhm.
And
Oh, sneezing.
he gestures at Sujo. You are, sir?
Sajar holds out his hand. He looks very sort of like stricken, but not with grief or anything. Like more like a little surprise. He holds out his hand, shakes the hand, and as he does that, he. Sorry. Hi. My name is Sajar. Yeah. You look very familiar. Sorry. Have we? No, we have.
I think I'd remember someone of your impressive appearance. No, I don't believe we have met. I do a lot of traveling, so perhaps you've seen me passing by.
You know what it is? Sorry, it's your eyes, in particular.
My eyes. He opens
Yeah.
like them as if like realizing he has eyes or something. I don't know.
This is
And
very odd. You're
to-
usually so much better with
To a
words.
degree.
They are rather distinct. I'm well aware. It's something that's part of my clan, my Nevros clan. Although I'm
Oh.
sure many would say we're not so Nevros anymore, but I personally think we still have the eyes and the hair that paint us like that.
Do you know someone named Isadora?
Isadora, yes, I'm related to them. I haven't spoken with her in quite some time. Do you know her?
I do. Why I'm here.
It's a very small world.
You'd be surprised when you do all sorts of traveling, how things just happen and work out. I've met a lot of people that think it coincidence, others think it divine fortune and fate. I don't think there's much matters thinking on it too much, though. It is what it is, and, well, he gestures at you, sir. I wish I could tell you more about her then if you're looking for her. Can I ask why?
That is a long story. I proceed to tell him.
He records all of it. As you soon as you say
30
that's a
minutes
long
later.
story, he gets like this like glint in his eyes. I'm a fan of long stories. I'm a bard.
Well, then you must know some extremely good stories.
We have a couple of bards with us. Silas, currently enjoying themselves. And Redain as well, he's around here somewhere.
Well, I'll be happy to meet them in a more coherent capacity. Share stories. That's the point of being a bard, right? That's what I was taught. And there are seldom few things I've seen in my time, like the eve of oncoming battles where people like to talk.
Yeah.
Get your story out there. Well, you have
Before
a
it
chance.
ends.
Mm-hmm. And you sit down with Owen and divulge the information. He's like recording it the whole time in this book. And he asks questions here and there. He's always paying attention very intently. And the questions he asks aren't from out of left field, but they're not ones that are fully based upon clarification on understanding what you just said. It's almost as if he has something in his mind that he's trying to get like validity towards. as opposed to understanding what your story is. He has something in his head that he's thinking, and you're just confirming it to him, or not.
He's got a theory.
A world
game
theory.
A game theory.
Oh man, come on.
He writes it. He writes and writes. Huh. Again, it's been some time since I've seen Isadora. He tries to think. I recall her mentioning something. He begins paging through the book he has. Something about a city in the north.
Ooh.
He eventually arrives at the page and... here it is. And he turns the book around to show it towards your perspective and F's it forward, slides it forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's a name you recognize, although you don't know what it means. A place that is of Nevro's name, but no Nevros know what it means, or what it stands for, or anything like that. Do you recall it?
Not at the top of...
It was a very long name, which is why I'm going to look up how to say it before I say it, because I know I'm not going to get it right without looking it up.
Understandable. Have a good evening.
I should say it's a long name. It's a complicated name. Is it? Tai Peratea.
Right.
I had to go look at my
Imagine
phonetic.
Hey, could you type that down?
Please.
I should remember that.
You should remember that, but so should I, so it's okay. Always
I mean,
forget.
obviously, I remembered it immediately.
Of course, right.
I just didn't want to tell you.
Yeah, you can't make it easy for us.
Hi, Thalen.
Tai Peratea.
If he shows me that, I'll just look at him and I'll say, I know this name.
To put shortly, us Magnuses, I think I fell a bit far from the tree on this one, but we're, by our very natures, a bit ambitious. Not me personally, but he shrugs. I don't mind. Well, as far as every family member I've interacted with in great, proximity, they're always wanting for something. No matter how trivial or great, they pursue it very, very thoroughly. And Isadora is looking for that. It was only in something in passing. I remember I brought up that he stops. I had a particular teacher, and I told her, and she asked me what I knew about it, and I'm afraid that I'm not my teacher, so I couldn't really tell her much, if anything, on it, and she dismissed it just as quick as she brought it up.
There is a story you might find. Do you know of Shimantax?
The dragon. Yes.
I am one of his warden.
So you're a warden. I've always heard he charges a different section of the book. I've always heard things about warden. I always figured they'd be more like dragonborn.
Just the scales, I'm afraid.
Well, he shrugs. I'm not particularly judging. I was just going off the accounts I've heard so far. Yeah, get him, Kirsty. Yeah, get him. No. No excuses.
So, this, maybe it's all coincidence, maybe it's not. I then proceed to tell him a story about my ancestor, 5, and Eternal, how it was stolen, what she said.
5. Sounds like your family had a run with Messiah Jack. Or one of his copycats is probably the best way of describing them.
Yeah.
There's never been any official, well, not as official as stories can go, confirmation on when or where or what Messiah Jack actually was. So every story about Messiah Jack is both the actual guy, but also not. With no confirmation. Perhaps your family actually did encounter the real Messiah Jack. And this motley crew and so on. The five. Well. He shrugs. I don't pay particularly much homage to the thief gods. I have some compatriots that do, but I never talked with them in length about it. Again, it's not for me.
It's becoming very difficult for me to not see force pushing, pulling, shoving me into this very direction back.
He nods
many-
and says the agreement of that. I know the feel. One might call it destiny, or just a hunch.
Right. Almost forgot to mention the music. Oh, the night before I walked into the desk, met Isadora, I heard music.
You begin describing to him what you heard and how it led you where it led. That's interesting. I've never heard that. Not in that same vein, at least. I know dwarves will hear something similar to that. A stone song, as they call it. But it can affect non-dwarves as well. My uncle was affected by it. But I've never heard one in regards to the sands. Thinks about it. It might be a Frajaran thing. I'm not well traveled in the Dawn Peninsula, I'm afraid. Soon arriving, there'll be someone who is from the exchange. You can ask her.
Oh, no.
She isn't. How to say this? She's not a student of books. She's a student of war. But she might have a more natural knowledge than me. I'm well traveled and I like learning about all this stuff, but I just haven't gone that way. Maybe she might, and she's had good reason to look into this stuff. So maybe she might know something.
My brother-in-law spoke of something. Wait, she short of stature.
He opens his eyes like in astoundment. Yes. He has a smirk. I guess the world is small.
Yes, he's my brother-in-law, Marlon. He often spoke of a marshal, militaris or something, and
Yeah, it's a glint from Owen. Marshal Militaris or Militaris Marshal.
yes, that's the one.
Oriana, you're either nearby or you overhear this or you're in this conversation. You know the name. Everyone in the combat world knows the name.
To be fair, like I said in there, she's probably talking to Astrid.
Fair enough. Good point.
But also, that probably pings her
However.
attention. Like,
Marshal Militaris Marshal, yeah. I've traveled with him.
So Jar's eyes eyebrows goes up. Like,
My uncle
wow.
and the rest of my family, we traveled with him. We went on some... He gets this very reminiscent look on his face. Went on a lot of adventures. His smile is bright, but then as he keeps thinking, dims little by little. Yeah. Well, if you met her, Tala her name is, Tala of the Sands.
That does sound.
She'll she'll tell you plenty, if it's something she knows. Tala's not really one to mince words, so be direct with it.
Oh, I see, just like Marlon.
You would know your brother better than I. But yeah, I imagine. And given the current circumstance, he says, looking around, again, the sky's burning red and so on, I don't think she'll waste a moment of time getting things set up. So, definitely be brief with it.
Understood. I will.
Well, he gets up. I do want to do my own scouting around, meeting everyone. But this was a very, very good talk. I'm happy we're at it.
Pleasure. I feel more grief than before, perhaps, but I get the sensation that I'm supposed to.
Have faith in your own abilities, those that were with, the future, and the pursuit of it. I know what it's like to have doubts on the way.
Oh, I don't know if in your wheelhouse, but are you able to send a message?
Long distances, yes. It's a spell.
Yeah. If it's not too much trouble, you let her know that I'm here.
Oh, right. He begins casting sending. Before we even entertain that line of logic, I'm just curious on a 96 to 100. Holy shit!
Oh my god.
That could be a divine
20 isn't
intervention.
open. What did he get?
He got a
Seven.
7 on a
7 out of
D100.
100.
Yo!
Bitch.
He gets like a smile, like a bright smile, and then it furrows, his brow furrows, and he gets a look of like a grimace of concern. Oh. He looks at you.
What's wrong?
Don't worry, she's fine. She's safe, although I don't know how she got where she is. She says she's deep underground.
Underground?
Deep underground, in basically a land in of itself, plagued with these, how did she say? She tries to think constructed creatures. And at the moment I contacted her, she's in a safe spot of respite right now, but she says that she has to stay on guard. And that she did not appreciate my sudden message. He rubs his back of his neck awkwardly.
No, yeah, if she has a surprise like that, I can understand.
I'm gonna roll something for Owen. It's gonna be background.
It's a bard check.
It is a bard check.
Bird.
See if he knows something about what he just heard.
Nah, 20. Nah, 20. Nah, 20.
Where did I
I
put
rolled a
this?
7 already.
You did roll a 7, you're right. I don't have that thing set up for Owen. Okay, that's fine. 1d20 plus 6 plus Jack of all trades is 3 plus 5.
So it's like a plus.
Oh!
Just get a 20, I guess! So he knows exactly what he was thinking of.
Where could she be here in the north like that? He gets like a shot open thing, like eyes open. I know where she is. Well, roughly where she is. He looks you dead in the eyes and takes a deep strong breath. You are a grown man. You are free to make your own decisions. Do you want me to tell you now or after all of this?
No.
You're sure?
Yes.
He looks you dead in the eye. He rolls an insight check. He gets a 28.
That's a good roll. Well, no, it's a shit. It's an okay-ish roll, but with the mods, holy fuck.
Will this distract you in battle? Will it lead to your demise? Will it catch your attention off in a ways? It might be a good force of motivation, but focusing too much on the after might distract from the now. As a player, Fred, do you think it will do that to Shajar?
I think that now that he's seen Owen and this has become a tangible means of communication, not knowing will be more distracting.
Very well. He looks you very intensely. It reminds you of someone you know with a sort of appraising look. I can't imagine who. It's not like he just walked away a little bit ago. Anyways. I've heard tell of the city here in the north. A city of thieves. Surely you know of it. Cutthroat's Keep.
Yes.
They are very secretive with their information. I think they very much value that independence from the provinces and the criminal networks, the guild and things like that. And also, simply getting information back from the north is a hassle, trust me. But I've heard tell that Cutthroat's Keep has a peculiarity to it. One that is what allows it to thrive the way it does. They have I don't know what it is, no one knows. Although I suppose Isadora does more than us. An underground something. Caverns, catacombs, I don't know. That go deep into the earth. Not dwarven, either, mind you. And out from these underground caverns, there are people. People not in the way you and I are, of flesh and blood, but people of metal. Most of them, I heard, are very, well, like the golems you would see defending towers in troves. But some of them are kicked out, malfunctioning, and they have, I suppose you call it sentience, intelligence.
Oh.
And they are taken in by Cutthroat's Keep and put to work immediately. Slaves, I suppose you call them.
Even worse.
Bondsmen is what they're called. Bondsken, rather.
It isn't in some
Oh, I'm sorry,
one freedom.
I accidentally hit Tango, I feel bad.
Did Tango deserve it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, then you're a piece of crap.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, I had to lament about my son. I'm sorry, but he bit me. Okay, fair enough.
Vengeance!
Karma?
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, Bondsken is what they're called. They are robotic people. And they are the slave population of Cutthroat's Keep. And it's what in a semi-literal manner, what keeps the cogs turning. They work fields, industrial jobs. They're treated very haphazardly. And they are a secret of the North, so to speak. And they just apparently randomly emerge out from the deep, dark underground. Just randomly. And upon which they'll get nabbed and brought back to the surface and put to work. If I were to try to approximate where Isadora is, I think she's down there. But who knows how expansive that network, that cavern system is. There might be entrances here for even. I don't know.
I wonder if she found enough. Or if Melvin.
I didn't hear anything from her in terms of finding anything. Although, again, she was a bit brusque in her response.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. I'm used to it.
Oh. Did she react at all to my name when you mentioned?
Well, that's sort of the thing. When I send a message out, they have time to think on the response and send it back. I can't exactly gauge their initial reaction on hearing the message. She didn't mention you, if that's what you're wondering. Although there is a limit to how much she actually could say. 25 words or so.
Hmm.
And it was quite the amount of information she was telling me in those 25 words, so...
Yes.
I could try sending you another one.
So long as you don't think you can compromise it.
He sends another one.
Bro, if you don't
76
stop
again,
blowing
suck
up
it.
my phone.
It's fucking 76 again.
He's gonna have to block the number at this point.
He sends
Yeah,
another
she-
sending spell out and gets a response. He opens his eyes after sending it. She recognizes you. And he looks at you like a bit awkwardly. She told me to lie and say something. But she did say that following her is, it's not just dangerous, it's suicidal.
What did she ask you to lie?
She wanted me to lie about where she was.
Ah. You know me better than I suspected.
He just shrugs awkwardly.
Think.
I think I already told you where she might be approximately. But again, the North is an expansive place. I mean, I've spent some better part of a decade waltzing around it, but even I still feel a stranger to it, even when I have someone so ingrained in it as a guide. So I'm afraid you might have a hard time just trying to get where she is. But he gets like a smirk at his face. I've recognized the look you have in your eyes. I've seen it many a time before. I don't think that's going to stop you.
There's nothing in the Nine Hells that will.
Well, hopefully you don't have to go through the Inferno battlescape, but if you do, let me know. I might be able to help with that.
I will take you up on that offer.
Hopefully you won't have to.
No.
Hopefully.
Thank you, Owen. I feel calm.
That's good. That's good to hear. If there's anything else you need while I'm here, you need but say the word. And then he gets cut off from like a booming voice on the distance. Owen! Is that you, young man? I thought I recognized that pale white hair anywhere!
Oh my god, who the fuck?
What do you mean who?
I didn't realize Lord Coltark was here.
Yes, we're friends apparently.
You too.
Oh well, you can thank Redane for that one.
Wait, Redane?
Oh, now you hear the
Yes.
he like begins to move to say something, but then a big, very finely attired arm wraps around his shoulder. Ah, it's been some time, Owen. Hi, Lord Koltok. You're choking me. Oh, yeah, I'm not choking you. This is a choke. You see, you feel it. Yes, yes, yes. Sir, you're gonna kill him if you do that. Oh, Bish posh, Abel. Bish posh. How have you been, young man? Oh, Sir Jean, sorry to interrupt. I just haven't seen him in so long. Look how tall you are now. I saw you like a few months ago. So tall you've grown. Look at that, Abel. Look at that. Hello, Mr. Owen. Hi, Abel. No, we must catch up. That is, ready some. And he turns around and Thaddeus already has like a silver platter with like multiple teacups and a steaming like teapot. Perfect. Come, sit. Let's talk. Sure. I'll talk to you later, Mr. Shaw.
Thank you again, Evan, for everything.
He nods. And thus he is kidnapped. As
Never to be seen
Lord
again.
Koltark and Sir Levant waltz away, Abel just looks at you, Sajar.
Abel?
Mr. Sajar. We have quite a fight coming to us, huh?
We do.
Alright, bye, Nina.
See you, Nina.
Hey.
See you. Bye.
Just fucking good.
Good. Well, if it's of any reassurance, we were getting frozen in Northrend anyway, so I think I'd rather take the heat than the cold.
Well, it's good to have you by the fire.
Yeah, right in the frying pan right now, and then in the fire later. Oh,
Yes. Thank you
I'll
for
be seeing
showing
you.
me.
No problem. Oh, hey, and he like reaches into like one of his many pouches, many bags and satchels. Where is it? This bag of holding. Pulls it out. He pulls out this. It's hard to describe. It looks like some sort of long mount. Not mount as in like a horse or anything. Like some sort of like apparatus that like locks onto another.
Yeah.
It is a bit dirty. It's not rusted, although it's very tarnished. It's like sort of the metalworking on it, the metallurgy on it. It's very tarnished. It's around the length of your wrist to your elbow, and you can even see the points where it like would click and lock into place, like exactly like that, like a lock. You have no clue what it is. I came across this while we were up there. If you want to give it to what was her name? Anushka.
Oh, yes, sure, certainly. What is it?
Oh, well, it's a rifle mount. It's good for attaching any sort of other accessories and things like that on it, or providing a better sure grip when you're firing and things of that nature. So,
Yes.
give it over to her with my regards.
I will. Thank you.
Roll insight.
Insight.
Yeah, he didn't find this. He probably made it. Alright, I should probably get back to my lordship before he accidentally kills Mr. Magnus. So, have a good evening.
Yes.
And gods be with you in these coming fights.
And with you, Abe. I'm certain Anushka will jump up and down with excitement. Sees it.
He has a smirk on his face. Fair enough. And he says bye and walks away.
Alright, I'm gonna sort of like very conspicuously like I'm trying to be inconspicuous. Sort of look around, see where Anushka and Amber is at.
Well, about that.
So anyways.
Anushka,
Mm-hmm.
As you and Amber, this was approximately like 20, 30 minutes ago, as you and Amber go off and she is leaning heavily upon you, such an exhaustion upon racking her body. Truly, truly. You seat her down in a relatively familiar mess hall, the same one as you guys were in prior.
Yep.
PTSD
And then
ensues.
you begin like thinking on where the hell am I gonna get wine and chocolates that aren't suspicious?
Yep.
I give him the alchemy jug.
Alright, what about the chocolate though?
You're on your own.
Yeah.
I was just helping with one.
Is there any like vegan-friendly chocolate in this
Vegan-friendly
meat-infested
chocolate!
place?
What do you mean? It's
best
all plants
joke.
here.
That's the best fucking joke of this entire session, guys.
I know.
You begin looking around, and Amber sits up and like tugs at your sleeve, just like boop, doop, like 2 quick tugs.
Oh, yes. Are you
And
okay?
she has like a very, how to describe, serene look on her face. I appreciate you doing all this. I really do.
No, it's fine. You were a good friend. You know, you said you were hurt and do a good job out there, so... No?
I'm not actually that hurt.
Really?
She like stands up with like a alacrity, this speed that clearly betrays the words she was saying way before about her being injured. Really, Anushka, I'm fine. I just wanna. She takes like a step closer to you. Make sure we're good.
Oh, yes, I suppose so. I'm glad you're not hurt. Why